Hey guys, what's up? It's Wacky here, welcoming you back for more of CLDL Season 2. We are on week 3. We actually skipped over week 2 because our opponent unfortunately had some computer problems and they put their computer in the repair shop and um, they weren't getting their computer back for like a while, like well into like the next week. Of which I had prepped for like probably the day before we were supposed to go, and I didn't feel I honestly just did not have the time to play a game and use prep for a game that I would have had like 5 days prior. So unfortunately I had to call the forfeit win, but honestly I was like way too busy to even like try and play that game. Which is unfortunate for them because I think they probably would have won just by matchup. I don't even remember what it was. But this matchup here, we're up against Charizard Ace, who I believe promoted from Initiate last season. I think so. I don't remember playing them last season. They have an interesting squad with Jirachi, Ursaluna, Aromatisse, Rotom Wash, Incineroar, and Weezing. The rest of the team, I honestly do not remember. I played this game like 5 days ago. God, I really cannot remember the rest of the team. I think it was a Namorous, Cobalion, and Dragapult. Yeah, it was a Namorous, Cobalion, and Dragapult. So if you guys didn't know already, we're allowing the Legends Arceus Mons, as you can see by the Ursaluna. I hate that it doesn't move or anything, and I hate those Legends Arceus sprites too. Hopefully they get fixed in Scarlet and Violet, that they add some of this shit properly, because I really hate looking at sprites. At some point I'm probably going to switch over to like Gen 5 sprites if they look so bad. When you're playing like the actual game, it shows their Gen 5 sprites on PLA Mons. So that's probably something I'm gonna have to consider. I might have to start recording my games from like right after I play the game instead of watching the replay to record them. So yeah. And unfortunately for my opponent this week, he actually prepped for the wrong team. I don't know what team he meant to prep for, and even if he told me, I wouldn't say anyways, because he might have to face them later. Which is unfortunate because I was pretty certain that they'd bring like Specs Dragapult versus me. If not Specs, it was gonna be some type of like mixed Pult, because I have Mega Aggron, and I was pretty certain that he would use Aggron, or not, he'd use Pult to break stuff that Trick Room Ursaluna could revenge kill stuff later, which would have been a good idea for him, but unfortunately he just didn't bring Pult for some reason. I guess he brought Weezing, which honestly, the squad that he brought is not what I expected, or it's not like what I didn't expect. I did not expect him to bring Cobalion. He could have brought a Namorous instead of Aromatisse, but I think Aromatisse was honestly a better play. That's just my opinion, though. I think other people thought he'd bring something else. But anyways, we're 4 minutes into the video, just trying to catch up on some news. Going off on this matchup, we brought the Torn, Slowking, Obstagoon, Superior, Golurk, and Clefairy, and honestly, I don't really remember my sets all that well. So for the most part, I'm just gonna go off of what I had planned going in. I believe I led Torn going in. Let me just start the match. I believe I led Torn. Yep. As he leads Jirachi, and here I'm like, okay, so he's leading Jirachi. He's probably just gonna get up rocks. I'm going to click knockoff, just to get rid of the leftovers or the choice scarf if he has one. If he's choice scarfed, obviously he'll go first, but if I don't flinch, then I can get rid of Scarf. Obviously, if I do flinch, then I know that he is Scarfed, and I could go into Slowking and go from there. So I click Knock Off. It does about 35%, so I can see from this that he's actually, I believe he's max defense. He's either max defense or he's like specially defensive. He's not very offensive, that's all I know. So I go into Slowking because I figure they might go for the Trick Room for Ursaluna, as they actually go for Doom Desire, which is interesting. And I don't remember what I do here. I think I just click Scald again. I get Jirachi really low, and he's gonna U-turn into Ursaluna, and I'm like, okay, something is pretty much dying. So I actually go into Golurk here, and my Golurk set this week is Air Balloon with, I believe, Poltergeist, Close Combat, Earthquake, and I think Substitute, because I want Ursaluna to click a stab move, not be able to touch me, and then switch out on my sub, and then whatever comes in on the Golurk is gonna have to take a hit. Preferably like Incineroar would take a hit, or even like Rotom Wash could take a big hit. Basically, nothing wants to take a hit from Golurk. Maybe like Aromatisse, but I think if he goes Aromatisse, then he's kind of losing momentum from the Trick Room. So I bring in the Golurk. Unfortunately, this was honestly my only play. I could have either sacked Slowking. I could have also sacked Clefairy. There was no Dragapult, so I was like, okay, so Clefairy is not that big of a deal in this matchup, but it's also decent at switching into Rotom Wash. So I was like, okay, well, Golurk is really only here to deal with Ursaluna, and because he brought like Weezing, Aromatisse, and Incineroar, Golurk really isn't gonna do too much, and the Rotom Wash as well. Like, I can't just like click buttons here. I wasn't really paying too much of attention to Doom Desire either, so I get the play right, fortunately, but I take the Doom Desire and then my balloon pops, and now he can kill me with anything. He had Crunch anyways, which I don't think would have killed Golurk. Honestly, I don't even think I calced that. I think it might have just killed Golurk. Yeah, so it's unfortunate. So I'm gonna bring in Serperior on the Ursaluna. I could have maybe gone like Obstagoon, or I could have gone into like Torn, but I think Serperior was my safest play just to get off damage on Ursaluna. At this point, Serperior's main job in this match was to spam Glare and sub Leaf Storm and stuff. So I'm actually gonna sub, I believe, on the Weezing coming in. And I don't remember what I did. I clicked Glare. So he gets up T-Spikes. I'm like, okay, I'm in a pretty good spot. I have the Weezing glared. I'm gonna start clicking Leaf Storm. Maybe he'll get paralyzed. And he gets off the Sludge Wave. He actually gets off a lot more Sludge Waves, and he's healing up a little bit with the Black Sludge too, which is not very good for me. But I really don't want to have to switch in on Weezing. So I just stay in with Serperior and hope that he gets paralyzed. I think this is when he gets parried. No, he doesn't. I think here I go for the Leaf Storm. Yeah, I go for the Leaf Storm, and then Weezing gets paralyzed. And I'm like, okay. So I go for the Substitute just to see if I can maybe I can keep a sub up as something else comes in, because basically everything dies. Incineroar lives a hit, but it has to waste a turn to break a sub, which would have put me in a really good spot. So I actually 1v1 Weezing with Serperior, which is really funny. And I'm just gonna get off damage on Incineroar. I could have maybe gone for the Glare and like a double para, but I decided to just get off the damage so that I can put it in range of Obstagoon. As now he's gonna kill my Serperior. And here I believe I go Goon. Yep, I go Goon, and because he has a T-Spike up, I feel safer going into Goon. Not that poison damage would have been better than Burn, but at least I would get the free guts boost. And now I'm just gonna click Facade and kill something. And I believe now he goes into Aromatisse. Honestly, what I should have done here is click Facade again on the Trick Room, but I was pretty certain that he'd probably click Moonblast, so I didn't want to risk it. I go into Slowking because I think I saw the Trick Room incoming, as now I'm going to click Scald. I don't know how I knew this, I just knew he'd just go into Ursaluna to click a button. I think because in his mind he can take any hit, and then he'd be able to just click a button, because usually you click Trick Room so that Ursaluna can be slower than everything else and therefore outspeed everything in Trick Room. But here I'm like, I ran min. I didn't run min speed. I ran like a certain amount of speed on Slowking. I think Relax Nature, which would underspeed Ursaluna, but I would also outspeed like I would also outspeed like a no speed Incineroar if it was paralyzed with outside of Trick Room. It's kind of weird, but it kind of makes sense. So I actually clicked Scald on the switch in, and I'm like, oh, I did 48. I don't think he knew that I would be slower, because I'm pretty sure in the chat there, I don't think it was him, but he was like, okay, pick your sack. Someone said like, okay, pick your sack. I'm like, okay. I clicked Scald again. I was like, well, it looks like Ursaluna's the one that got sacked, lol. And now he's gonna go into Rotom Wash, and I was fine actually letting Slowking die here just to see what this Rotom Wash was. If he had like Discharged or Thunderbolt, I would have died. But I wanted to see if he was offensive. If he wasn't offensive, and clicked like Volt Switch, I wanted to be able to click Teleport. So now he's gonna go Jirachi on my Teleport, which is nice. I'm gonna actually go into Clefairy because of Trick Room. Clefairy is actually faster than Jirachi, and because of the burn on the Jirachi. How did I burn it again? I think Scald. Because of Slowking's Scald burn onto Jirachi, now Moonblast actually kills it, which is funny. So Jirachi's actually gonna die to Moonblast. Crit did not matter, I don't think, unless he was like very especially defensive, but I don't think it mattered. So the Rotom's gonna Hydro Pump me. I'm actually gonna get up Rocks. From what I saw from the first Hydro Pump, I thought it was gonna be a 4-shot, so I felt safe getting up Rocks. I should have probably clicked Soft Boiled. So now I'm actually gonna just let Slowking die. And I believe I go Obstagoon as he goes into Aromatisse. The Rocks plus Facade is just a way too much damage for him, as now he's not even gonna like try clicking Protect. I don't know if the Aromatisse had Protect. For all I know, it just had like Trick Room. Probably had like Wish Protect, Trick Room, Moonblast. I don't know. I think he probably should have gone for the Protect though, as now they're gonna go into Rotom Wash. I actually I wasn't sure what this Rotom was. I thought it was gonna be Scarf, so I go into Clefairy just to sack the Clefairy, and now I'm gonna go into Torn and knock off the Scarf, just in case he was Scarfed. I'm actually Assault Vest Torn. And now I'm just gonna click buttons. I don't know why I clicked Grass Knot. I had Grass Knot for Ursaluna originally, but I had a feeling I was probably not gonna be clicking it. And now I'm just gonna try to Hurricane Confuse Rotom. I have to let Torn die just so that Goon can come in and then click a button. And honestly, the fact that he prepped for the wrong team and I still just barely won with Obstagoon shows the skill level in the middle division. Like, I don't think I made like any bad play really. You could maybe argue I probably could have glared some more stuff with Serp, or I could have maybe not let stuff just get up T-spikes on me and went Slowking and did something from there, but I felt pretty safe that I was gonna win the game. Like, pretty much as soon as Ursaluna died, I was like, okay, I pretty much win the game. I just have to be careful around, like, a Scarf Rotom Wash. And that's what it ended up coming down to. GG's to Charizard Ace. You played really well despite having prepped for the wrong team. I also prepped for the wrong team in a different league, and I still won. So I was like, okay, I think honestly you have a chance at winning still. Like I've done the same crap. It happens. It's a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, it happens to all of us. And next week we face Spirit Union. I don't remember what their team is because I haven't actually prepped for it yet. I really do need to prep for it though. It's like Friday already. Yeah, so 3-0 so far. I think 3-0 plus 7, which I'll take that. I don't know if we've like deserved all our wins really, but I guess we'll make the best of what it is. And I'll see you guys next week.